But we still have one more episode to talk about, so let's move right into Lars's Head, the 4th episode of the 5th season of Steven Universe. It's in this episode that it kind of sinks in to the other characters that Lars has been dead and come back to life, and it is in this episode that it is explored exactly what happened to him, exactly what this means for him. So there's not a whole lot of plot stuff to talk about. Lars is obviously freaked out that he's now pink and has pink hair, maybe a little more than he is freaked out that he was literally dead, but let's not dwell on that. I like the detail that Steven apologized for using his powers on Lars to bring him back without Lars's permission. I just thought it was cute that in this huge dramatic moment where he literally raised someone from the dead, he's still concerned with whether or not he violated Lars's agency, and that's just so quintessentially Steven that it was cute. Princess Peach and Not Garnet have some great casual one-off moments in this episode that were very charming and funny. I really like them. Who else wants Princess Peach to fuse with our Sapphire into a bigger Sapphire who just tells you what's going on around her all the time? Because I do. Steven doesn't immediately make the connection that Lars is now like Lion. It isn't until he touches Lars's hair and part of his hand sinks into Lars's hair that it dawns on him. But once he realizes that, he goes into Lars's head and ends up in the same dimension that is inside Lion's mane. The tree from inside Lion's mane is only a short walk away, and Steven is able to walk to it, exit through Lion's mane back to Earth. None of the gems are around, so he can't tell them that he's okay. Instead, he gathers together food because he hasn't eaten in days, has something to eat himself, and then goes back to Lars with the rest, with the intention of staying on Homeworld with Lars for as long as it takes for them to find a way back, if they ever do. But Lars insists on Steven going home. Lars has to stay there because he can't go into his own head. But that doesn't mean that Steven has to stay with him. It doesn't mean that the off-colors have to stay with him either. They choose to stay with him because of how brave he was in protecting them. They want to protect him in turn. And so Steven returns to Earth through, what do we call it now? It can't be Lion's pocket dimension, because Lars has it now too. So what, like the Lion Zone? I like that. I'm going to call it the Lion Zone. He goes back to Earth through the Lion Zone, reunites with Connie and his dad and the Crystal Gems, minus Lapis and Peridot for some reason, but I'm not going to dwell on that today, with the intention of getting Lars and the off-color gems off of Homeworld and back to Earth, somehow at the earliest convenience. Which had better frickin' be soon. It had better at least be addressed immediately. This isn't like the Rubies. These guys aren't your enemies. This is Lars and a bunch of sympathetic, oppressed, wonderful characters whose lives are on the line. Getting them to Earth should be treated as a priority. And I'm going to be so angry if it's not. You have no freaking idea. Oh, speaking of the Rubies, we actually find out they're okay, because Eyeball was in the trial. I didn't mention that at the time. Oops. I have faith in the writers, though, that they know where they're going with this, and that they're not going to let Lars stay on Homeworld any longer than he needs to. I just hope I'm right. I mean, holy crap, Sadie is going to be eaten up by this. This is going to kill her. Hopefully not literally. But I digress. This episode was very much winding down from the events of the special. It concluded the special very well. It was very low-key compared to the 2 episodes prior to it. It was very good. I really liked it. Except for one thing. Steven can resurrect people? Are you kidding me? What the heck? There need to be limits imposed on this immediately. This is the kind of ability that removes all tension from a show. Look at Dragon Ball, for example. In that show, they have the Dragon Balls, which can revive people from the dead. And initially there was a limit put on that, but eventually that limit was removed, and now the only way to inject tension into that show is to threaten literally the entire universe all at once. If this new power of Steven's is not handled perfectly, this is going to be the jumping the shark moment for this show. I discussed with some people over on my Tumblr what the ideal limitations on this power would be. I'll try to remember to leave a link to that in the description of this video. If I don't, just remind me. But again, I reiterate, I have faith in the writers. I have faith that they know what they're doing with this. So I'm gonna let it go. As much as it is nearly impossible for me to do that, I'm going to let it go. But you know I'm going to be theorizing about this crap because, holy crap, is that a lot to theorize about. He can bring people back from the dead. Holy crap. This episode was great. The entire special was great. I have some gripes with it, and I've been very vocal about those gripes already on my Tumblr. There are things that could have, and I think should have, done a little differently, but overall, I still really enjoyed it. Getting to see the diamonds again was great, getting Topaz's character development was great, and Lars's character development was brilliant. The off-colors were fantastic, getting to see Homeworld was fantastic. We didn't get to see much of it, but it was still fantastic getting to see what we did. And because this is Steven Universe we're talking about, there were details everywhere in the backgrounds of 2 of these 4 episodes at least. Details that I and other fans are going to have a lot of fun talking about. It has also apparently been confirmed that Not Garnet is made from a pearl and a ruby. Oh, Crewniverse, don't think I didn't catch that the off colors are made up of a gem fused from a pearl and a ruby, and also a sapphire, meaning that we might get to see an entirely different sardonyx, and that's awesome. I see what you did there, guys, and I'm super excited about it. Overall, this review is going up on Friday, June the 2nd, I believe. Yeah, so if you somehow haven't seen the Wanted special yet and watched all these reviews anyway, you really need to go watch it. It's really good. Regardless of what problems I still have with this show, I think we're entering a golden age of this show's storytelling. As per usual though, guys, what did you think of this episode, or any of the episodes in the special, or the entire special overall? Let's get a discussion going in the comments section down below. Either way, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later.